Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm the Anime Top Scholar and I'm back with yet another retro anime recommendations video. Once again, we have arrived at the end of our trip through the decades. I hope you've enjoyed the videos and maybe even found some new favorites along the way. Now, going forward, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with this series, so if you want me to keep making these retro recommendations, don't forget to smash that like button, and if you have any suggestions or something you think I should change about the format, then don't forget to leave a comment with your suggestion. I have some other ideas floating around that I want to try as well. They're kinda similar, but different enough. But we'll see. But that's enough of that. Let's just get into these 70s recommendations. Up first, we have the most popular pick on this list, and that is Lupin the Third Part 1. This 23-episode anime was produced by Studio Tokyo Movie Shinsha, aka TMS, and came out in 1971. The anime was at first directed by Masaki Osumi, but he left the project over some creative differences, and Hayao Miyazaki and Isao Takahata, later of Ghibli fame, would take over as the director. The synopsis goes something like this. Arsène Lupin III is the grandson of world-famous thief Arsène Lupin, and he's living up to his grandfather's memory as a high-profile thief himself. Due to his infamy, Lupin attracts the attention of the persistent Inspector Senigata of the ICPO, as well as rival criminals. Lupin's criminal lifestyle even seeps into his love life. The main woman in Lupin III's world is femme fatale Fujiko Mine, who Lupin can never tell is working with or against him. Follow Lupin and his gunman partner Daisuke Jigen on their quest to own the world, or at least the valuable bits. If you've seen any of my videos, you've probably seen this one coming from a mile away, as I really do love me some Lupin. But it just didn't feel right not to put it in a recommendation video as well. So why not specifically recommend Part 1? It's one of the staples of early anime, and the franchise is even still around today, with a new movie called Lupin the Third First set to come out in December of this year, in Japan. The best way to describe Lupin is that it's just a bit of dumb fun. Highly skilled master thief coming up with increasingly ridiculous ways to steal things while also trying to avoid going to jail and also trying to get laid. The one warning I will give is that Part 1 is more crude than the more modern versions. Lupin comes off as a bit more creepy, but if you can get past that, you're gonna find much of the same fun that you get in later series as well. Up next, we have the less popular pick, and that's Mirai Shonen Conan, or Future Boy Conan in English. This 26-episode series was produced by Studio Nippon Animation and came out in 1978. It was directed by Hayao Miyazaki of Ghibli fame. The synopsis goes something like this. July 2008. Mankind was faced with the threat of extinction. An ultramagnetic weapon, far more devastating than any nuclear weapon known, destroyed half the world in an instant. The Earth's crust was rocked by the massive movements. The Earth was thrown off its axis, and the 5 continents were torn completely apart and sank deep below the sea. The attempts by a number of people to flee to outer space failed. Their spaceships were forced back to the Earth and vanished with their hopes shattered. But one of the spaceships narrowly escaped destruction and crash-landed on a small island which had miraculously survived the devastation. The crew members of the spaceship settled there, as if they were seeds sown on the island. After years, a boy was born. He was a new life in the desert, a ray of hope in the darkness of the annihilated Earth. Future Boy Conan is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi anime, and is an adaptation of Alexander Key's novel, The Incredible Tide. The show follows our main character Conan and a girl named Lana, who sets out on an adventure, and we get to see what has happened to the world, as well as different conflicts between the few surviving people left in this world. It's honestly a really interesting story, but it avoids getting too heavy. It maintains a certain level of goofiness that some people might find a little off-putting, but I like it since our main characters are a bunch of goofy and innocent children. Future Boy Conan might not have been very popular when it came out, but I definitely think it's one of the must-watch anime from the 70s. Last but not least, we have the least popular pick on our list, and that is Ace wo Nerae, or Aim for the Ace in English. This 26-episode series was produced by Studio Madhouse and came out in 1973. This series was not directed by someone with a connection to Ghibli, it was instead directed by Osamu Dezaki, a legend in the anime industry, and someone I definitely want to talk more about in a future video. The synopsis goes something like this. On her first day at Nishi High School, 15-year-old Hiromi Oka is inspired by top player Reika Ochofujin Ryusaki to take up tennis. Shortly after joining the school's tennis club, she encounters Jin Munakata, the club's new coach. Munakata puts everyone under rigorous training that even puts Ochofujin to shame. Despite the hardships, Hiromi's determination prompts the coach to select her as part of the club's main players. Because of this, Hiromi must endure the peer pressure from her seniors to become an ace tennis player. Okay, so get this. Aim for the Ace is a shoujo tennis anime from the 70s. But not only that, Aim for the Ace is also one of the inspirations for Hideaki Anno's 80s Super Robot OVA called Aim for the Top Gunbuster. Now, if that alone doesn't sell this show to you, then I don't know what will. Aim for the Ace is a very old school shoujo type of sports anime with lots of old cliches and lots of dumb fun. I mean, who doesn't like seeing Demon Coach teaching girls how to play tennis by repeatedly hitting them with balls? Cause nothing says victory in tennis quite as much as winning by KO. Now, don't get me wrong, this show is not a comedy, it's actually a drama. It's about self-sacrifice and how much one must sacrifice to become the best. It's just that it's also old school shoujo, so the answer to all that is not very much, apart from scratches and injuries. But honestly, it's a good watch. And if you're someone who likes to see how a lot of the film techniques that are commonplace in anime today start to take shape, then Aim for the Ace and pretty much every show by Osamu Dezaki is worth a watch. So those were all the recommendations I have for you for now. Hopefully between Lupin the Third Part 1, Future Boy Conan, and Aim for the Ace, you found something that interests you. Now, if you want more retro recommendations, you can find a playlist to this series in the top right hand corner. This might be the last retro recommendation I do for a while, so if you want me to keep doing more of these, then don't forget to leave a like and let me know in the comments. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more anime related content from the Anime Top Scholar himself. Peace!